Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise, find those key insights, and, well, get them straight to you. Today, we're jumping into something pretty substantial. It's called English Mastery, your complete learning guide. And this isn't just, a quick look. The guide itself promises a really structured, almost immersive way to learn and practice English for real life situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they mean complete. It seems to cover, well, almost everything. Daily chats, greetings, small talk, shopping, travel, even work stuff. And then the grammar, present, past, future, conditionals, modals, all the big ones. Plus, vocabulary themes, food, emotions, tech, health, culture, and pronunciation tips, practice exercises, role plays. The idea is you finish feeling like you've done a full course. So our job today, shortcut that for you, pull out the best bits.
It is pretty ambitious, trying to create that immersive feel in, well, a guide format. What's fascinating here, I think, is how we can dig deeper than just summarizing. How can we pull out the really vital, actionable things for you, things to quickly build that practical confidence in English? It's more than just knowing the phrases, right? It's about knowing how and when to use them effectively.
Exactly. We're diving into those foundational parts of the guide, but always thinking about immediate practical use. Think of this as your fast track to feeling more confident speaking English, focusing on the things that give you the most impact right away. Okay, so let's start right at the beginning, where communication really kicks off. Greetings, introductions, that initial connection. The guide starts with Dialogue 1, meeting for the first time. It's Alex and Sophie. Pretty standard stuff, but the phrases are key. Alex says, "Hi, I'm Alex. What's your name?" Sophie replies, "Hello, Alex. I'm Sophie. Nice to meet you." Yeah, nice to meet you. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But the guide points out its role as like a social essential. It signals politeness, openness.
Yeah, and the guide's right about politeness, but what's really interesting, I think, is how universal that phrase is. Nice to meet you. It signals respect pretty much everywhere. But here's something maybe overlooked. It's not just what you say, but how you say it. Your tone, your body language, that changes everything. A flat, nice to meet you. Well, it could feel cold, right? But a warm one, that really builds that connection the guide talks about. It's about the performance.
That's a really good point about delivery. It makes you think, what else in those first few moments, beyond just saying nice to meet you, helps build that rapport, things learners might miss?
Often it's reciprocity, like Alex asks, where are you from? Which is good. But sometimes learners just answer. They forget to ask back or share a little something themselves. It's not supposed to be just Q&A, it's a conversation. If you say, I'm from Spain and I'm here for a conference, that adds so much more. The guide gives the lines, but we need the conversational dance.
Right, the dance. That's a great way to put it. So once you've got that initial connection, things often move to small talk. The guide takes us to Dialogue 2, small talk about the weather, with Emma and Daniel. And this bit has a neat little grammar point that's actually super useful. Emma says, "The weather is so beautiful today, isn't it?" And Daniel replies, "Yes, it's sunny and warm. Do you like warm weather?" That isn't. The guide calls it a tag question. It turns a statement into like an invitation for the other person to agree. It softens it.
Exactly. It feels more collaborative.
Yeah, it makes your English sound much more natural, less like you're just firing questions. It's a social signal, really.
And what's fascinating here is the psychology. Tag questions aren't just confirming facts. They're seeking agreement. They make the other person feel included. Think about the weather's nice versus the weather's nice, isn't it? That second one gently pulls you in. The guide correctly says it's for polite confirmation, but they're also great for sort of building consensus without being direct. A common slip-up, though, is getting the positive-negative flip wrong. Like, you like coffee, don't you? Confirms a positive. But you don't like coffee, do you? Confirms a negative. Getting that right is crucial.
Oh, absolutely. That flip is key. So, for you listening, maybe try this. Practice saying nice to meet you with different tones, feel the difference, and then try making a statement about something around you and add a tag question, like, this coffee is good, isn't it? See how it changes the feel. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Moving from the flow of conversation to a core grammar point, the present simple. The guide really emphasizes this, and, well, it makes sense. It's fundamental for everyday English. So the main uses the guide highlights are habits, routines, and facts. Pretty straightforward, things you do regularly. I study English every day, or facts about people. She works in an office. And also general truths. The earth goes around the sun. It's about what is or what happens routinely, not necessarily right this second.
Right. Understanding the present simple is basically unlocking how to describe your world consistently. The structure seems simple, but mastering it, that's key. So for I, you, we, they, you just use the base verb. I play football, easy enough. But for he, she, It, you add that S or S, she plays football. That little S trips up so many learners. Getting it right makes a big difference. And negatives, use do not or does not or don't, doesn't. Like she doesn't like tea. Well, questions start with do or does. Do you speak English? Missing that third person S is often a dead giveaway for non-native speakers.
That's such a tiny thing, but yeah, it's so important, isn't it? It shows where that structured learning the guide provides really helps. Okay, quick practice for you listening. Ask yourself, do you speak English every day? And maybe, what do you usually eat for breakfast? Think about this if you answer about someone else, or make sure you use do or does correctly in your own questions. All right, so we've got some interaction basics, some core grammar. Let's put it into practice in the real world. The guide moves into these really common, useful daily scenarios, things you will definitely encounter. First stop, dialogue 3. At the grocery store, customer meets shop assistant. Loads of useful phrases here. The customer starts, "Excuse me, where is the bread?" Excuse me. It's polite, but it's also how you get attention effectively. Then asking the price, "How much is this loaf?" and deciding, "Great, I'll take it." Simple, direct, "I'll take it." Seals the deal.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how concise those phrases are. In a shop, you want clarity, right?
Yeah.
Less chance of mix-ups. But, thinking about I'll take it, it's perfectly fine. But sometimes, depending on the place or culture, maybe something slightly softer works better. Like, I think I'll have that one about me. The guide gives the direct way, which is essential. But knowing those little variations helps avoid sounding maybe too blunt. It's all about context.
That's a really useful nuance, knowing when directness is best versus adding a bit more softness.
Okay, from groceries, let's head to a restaurant. Dialogue 4, ordering food.
Another super common scenario, and one that can feel a bit stressful if you're not ready. So we have a waiter and Lisa. The waiter asks things like, "How many people?" and "Would you like to see the menu?" Standard stuff. But then Lisa asks, "What do you recommend?" That's a smart move. It's not just asking for food advice, it's inviting the waiter to share their knowledge. Often leads to a better choice.
Definitely.
And when she decides, "Sounds good, I'll have that." Again, that's your key ordering phrase. Confident and clear.
Ordering food is such a core social thing, isn't it? Not just getting fed. And beyond the specific phrases, the guide kind of shows the flow of it all. Being seated, ordering, maybe asking for the check later. There's a sequence. A common worry for learners is how to get the waiter's attention politely without shouting across the room. A little hand raise, eye contact, a quiet "excuse me" when they're near usually works much better. And yeah, don't be afraid to actually read the menu, take your time. Confidence comes from knowing the whole interaction pattern.
That's great advice, thinking about the whole flow, not just the words. Okay, one last practical scene from this section of the guide. Dialogue 5, at the airport. This one can feel higher stakes. It's between an officer and a traveler. It often starts very directly. "May I see your passport, please?" And the best reply is just a clear, simple, "Sure, here it is."
Oh.
Then the big questions. What is the purpose of your visit, and how long will you stay? You absolutely need answers ready for those. The guide gives clear templates. "I'm here on vacation," or "I'm here on business and for time, 2 weeks," or "I'll stay for whatever time."
Right, and this part really highlights why being clear and concise is so vital in formal situations like customs. Unlike small talk, there's really no room for vagueness here. These phrases are built for clarity. The key tip for you listening is to actually anticipate these questions. Have your short answers ready. Maybe even practice them. Trying to give long, complicated answers can just cause confusion. It's about efficient information delivery. And remember things like, making eye contact, having your documents ready that projects confidence too, makes it smoother.
Absolutely. Being prepared makes all the difference there. Okay, so let's wrap this up. What does this all mean for you? We've walked through a good chunk of this English mastery guide, from those first hellos and introductions to essential present simple grammar, and then into real-world chats for shopping, restaurants, and airports. The whole point of this deep dive was to equip you with English you can use, well, pretty much straight away.
Yeah, it's really quite impressive how a structured approach, even just looking at these parts, gives learners real tools. It breaks language down into these practical, manageable pieces, from a simple "nice to meet you," done well, right up to handling customs. It shows that building real-life confidence in English is definitely achievable. It's not some mystery. It's about mastering these building blocks.
Exactly. Every phrase, every grammar point we looked at, it's a step towards feeling genuinely confident in different situations, not just knowing the words. You've got a solid foundation now for a lot of common interactions, taken straight from a really comprehensive guide.
What's fascinating here is seeing how practical everyday English can be broken down into these repeatable, high-impact chunks. So here's something for you to think about moving forward. How could you take these examples, the shopping, the ordering, the greetings, and maybe start creating your own mini dialogues? For the specific situations you find yourself in regularly, basically start building your own personalized English mastery toolkit.